All right, part C is the part that I was thinking, okay, here's fundamental theorem part 1. They give you a function that's defined as an integral, and they're asking you to find the absolute maximum of a function, of that function on the a closed interval. Man, when I see these words, absolute maximum value, my mind goes straight to candidates test. And then if I also see a closed interval, I'm thinking, okay, candidates test. So if I do candidates test for G, the candidates are going to be the endpoint, so -2 and 5. Oops. And also the critical points. So if I have G of X defined this way, the critical points are going to be when that derivative is either 0 or undefined. So I'm going to take a derivative of that, so G prime, and here's the first part of the fundamental theorem. Take a derivative of the integral, you wind up at f of x. So G prime is going to be f of x, and I want to know when is G prime 0, so it's going to be 0 at -1, +1/2, and 5, but 5 is already a candidate. So now I need to do a table of values, and remember, for absolute maximum, I want y coordinates of G, so I need to evaluate G at all of those points. So I'm going to start at -2, do -1, 1/2, and 5. I might be able to throw out one of these two values. I might be able to throw out the -1 and the 1/2, and so I'm going to look at those for a second. I want the maximum. The maximum is going to be when f prime changes from positive to negative. So I can throw out -1 as a possibility. I don't know if it's worth like the writing it would take to throw it out, but so I know that this is a minimum. No, I don't. I can't throw out -1 as a possibility. I can throw out 1/2 as a possibility because that's going to be a minimum. 1/2 is a minimum because sorry, not F, G, I said F, but I meant G. G prime changes from negative to positive. So I don't have to calculate what G of 1/2 is, but I do have to calculate what G of -2 is. Or maybe, I don't know if it's possible. Oh, yes, it is. G of -2 would be the integral from -2 to 2. So G of -2 is going to be 0 because of the 0 property. If your limits of integration are the same thing, you've got an integral of 0. And then G of -1 is going to be the integral from -2 to -1, which is that area. So that's going to be 1/2. And then 5 is the last one I need to evaluate. I've already done that. I did that in part A. And when I did that in part A, I got 2 plus 9 minus 9 pi over 4. And I know that 2 plus 9 minus 9 pi over 4 is bigger than 1/2. So I know that this is my maximum. And so my answer would be 11 minus 9 pi over 4. If you're not totally convinced that this is true, think of pi as about 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Divide that by 4. You're going to have some number that's considerably smaller than 11, and so you'll have a number that's bigger than 1/2 when you do that. The other way you can see that it's true is you can see more area. It's hard to say to the College Board, I see more area, so make sure that you are justifying the candidates test is a great justification.